States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, I must make the best possible decision by this council for the citizens of Boonville. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Barry. Roll call.
Albert,
Here.
Venable,
Here.
Davis,
Here.
Atkinson,
Here.
Young,
Here.
Meadows,
Here.
Calvert,
Here.
Harville.
Here. We're all here. Hearing of citizen comments, if we have anybody that wants to say something. Obviously not. Approval of minutes, December 18th. Any corrections that y'all saw? All right, then they will stand as submitted. Consent items. Consider pay request number 2 for $427,168.48 to C&S Companies for Highway Water Line Extension 2023. Any questions or comments on that? Is there a motion?
Mayor, make a motion to approve this consent item.
All right, thank you. Got a second?
I'll second. Yep. Drew got it.
I'm going with Drew.
Okay. We're not arguing with Drew today, are we?
Flip a coin.
Okay. Roll call.
Albert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Harville.
Yes. Okay, presentation of accounts and claims, page 5, I think is where that is, if I understood it correctly.
Ordinance appropriating money. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Boonville as follows. Section 1, for the purpose of paying salaries in various accounts against the city of Boonville, which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on January 2nd, 2024. The sum of $717,069.60. General fund, $146,420.84. Sanitation, $40,641.89. CIP tax, $101,291.71. Waterworks, $182,430.66. Capital project, $0.00. Wastewater, $118,267.25. Tourism, $22,216.98. Gaming, $103,432.02. Parks and Water, $0.00. Kemper sales tax, $2,368.25. Economic Development Project, $0.00. Section 2, the accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $717,069.60, being the total amount of money being appropriated. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage. First reading on January 2nd, 2022. Read for the second time this January 2nd, 2024, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading, title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, I make a motion that we pay these salaries and accounts.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. Questions or comments?
Kate, it seems like the water funds are a little high today. Is that what's
Yeah,
up
we
with
bought a
that?
dump truck.
You bought a dump truck?
We bought a dump truck.
Is it haul water?
The
Just
water
kidding.
and sewer splits
Just
the
kidding.
dump truck, and there's
It's between
Yeah.
the two of them, right?
Yeah.
60,000 each or something like that.
it was I think $220,000
Divided by two.
divided by 2, so
Yeah,
110.
Okay.
There's also an excavator in there for the Parks Department that came through, and I think there were some next shipment of water meters, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
That's a cold water.
Roll call.
Albert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Harville.
Yes. Okay, unfinished business. Item A, second reading of bill number 2023-034, amending chapter 13 alcohol and chapter 14 offenses miscellaneous. Starts on page 6.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, amending chapters 3 alcoholic beverages and chapter 14 offenses miscellaneous, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we approve this.
Thank you, Susan. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions or thoughts?
This is just cleanup, right? Bringing into account the,
I can just barely hear you, Si.
this is just cleanup, bringing into marijuana into the statutes for arranging it with alcohol, right?
Correct, and this is the issue that Brad presented at the last work session. We talked about putting more things under civil or through municipal codes instead of having to go to the state, so.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions?
I
Yeah,
would like
Barry?
to have Brad come and answer a couple more questions about some of the penalties that we will give them for a minor possession or whatever, or they driving down the road, ask about that stuff. You know,
Yeah,
I would like for him to come in.
okay, I'll try to get him to come back he's sick unfortunately right now, but I'll have him come back when we can have a discussion with him. It's kind of an interesting, Randy can talk to this too, but whenever we write, when the police department writes a ticket, they turn it over to whoever is elected as the city prosecutor, but then he has prosecutorial discretion, so it is entirely his decision what he charges, what he does not charge. He doesn't, I shouldn't say he doesn't consult, but he can do whatever really he wants once it goes into his hands. So it's sort of an interesting relationship where we work together.
So before we pass it, can we have them come in, like Randy or Brad come and talk about it first, and answer some of the questions, or
Well-
we have to pass it right now, and then he comes in here later?
I mean, I think if you guys, well, there's already a motion and a
Yes,
second,
there's
so first of all,
already
you gotta
a
have a
motion,
vote
but I'll
on
ask
it.
the question.
But Brad did touch on those things at the last meeting. He talked about having some flexibility to shift charge, is that maybe the right way to say, to manage charges so that, you know, if it's someone who makes a poor decision and they're 17, that maybe it doesn't affect them for the rest of their life, and you can ramp up as the, you should get up here.
You're doing good. You're on the
So,
same line.
but really, you would need to have a vote on this motion first before you decide, since there's a first and a second right now.
Very minor thing. Is this the correct bill number 2023-34 or 034? Because on the bill it says 34.
Right.
034, we'll
Okay.
change it, thank you. I wanted to change it to 2024, but I checked myself, I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's actually
So
wondering
can
if
we
this
even
was our
vote
first
on it, even though it's written wrong right here?
yeah, you can vote on
We can
that.
still vote on it?
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Gilbert,
No.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Atkinson,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Item 8, new business. First reading of bill number 2024-01, imposing a sales tax of 3% on all retail sales of non-medicinal adult use marijuana sold within the city of Boonville. Starts on page 8.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, imposing a sales tax at a rate of 3% on all tangible personal property, retail sales on non-medicinal adult use marijuana sold within the City of Boonville, Missouri pursuant to Article 14, Section 2.65 of the Missouri Constitution, subject to the approval by the voters of the city at the general municipal election to be held on April 2nd, 2024, designating the form of ballot and directing the city clerk to provide notice of said election.
Is there a motion?
Nope, what's that
Oh,
first reading?
No, this is first
reading.
reading, excuse me.
All right.
Kate, can I ask a question real quick?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous question.
I mean, in miscellaneous, you can
Oh,
ask the question.
okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's
Okay,
weird.
okay.
It's just the rules.
All right. Reports of standing committees. Boonville Housing Authority
Yeah,
is there for you. Any questions or, Si, what you got?
I just update, we have 63 applicants, right now on hold. 43 one-bedroom, 12 two-bedroom, 8 three-bedroom. Just so everybody is up to date and everybody's information, there are 6 other affordable senior housing options in Boonville. And if you need contact information or names, numbers of those, and this is besides the Boonville Housing Authority, they get a lot of questions because people need housing. But if you need that contact information, email me and I'll get you all their names and numbers. But there are 6 other housing options for affordable housing in Boonville besides the BHA.
Good stuff. Anybody else? Reports of city officials. I have nothing to report. Kate?
Nothing other than just a reminder again that we will have water and sewer next week at 5:30, and we will also have a discussion about,
Not next week.
Is that
or not
next
next week, sorry, the next
2 weeks.
council meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About should you approve the 3% sales tax go to the ballot, about where you want those funds directed. So we'll have that conversation also.
Talking about the marijuana tax. Okay. All right, city clerk?
I have a final filing update. It closed on December 26th. And the following candidates had filed. Ward 1, Steve Young. Ward 2, Heather Overstreet and Susan Meadows. Ward 3, Andrew Cowherd. Ward 4, Cy Harble. And the election will be on April 2nd, 2024.
All right, thank you. Any miscellaneous?
Yes. So I might have answered my own question and read a little bit further in your document here, but in pursuant to the marijuana tax, in other words, the question of the stacking of the taxes. So is this the most up-to-date information you have on it?
I looked, I double checked, and this is the most recent article I can find on it, so I'm assuming it's kind of still winding its way, and I think I had asked Randy too, and he had heard the same thing. It's still in court, so it's unclear.
Okay.
Just one thing. So I was approached by some people about getting the airport board back up and running. So the airport board has been disbanded, to say the least. Kate, is that the right?
Yeah, it's not even asleep.
It's not been a thing for
No.
quite some time. I had some folks approach me about the possibility of making that a wider regional board. If it's limited to only Boonville residents, there's not a lot of Boonville residents that actively use the airport. So it might be something which we will be looking at in the future of expanding the airport board to be a regional board. So something in the lines of Cooper, Howard, and Boone County or something like that. With all the development that's going on in and around the airport, it's probably a good idea to at least have some professionals, or at least people that know what's going on in the airport, that we could go to or use as a resource. So I just wanted to bring that up as something that we might be talking about in the future. So if someone comes up or whatever happens, if that's a thing. But with the housing development, the golf course, the exit development, Windsor Place, everything else that's going on. So just FYI.
And these are guys that use the airport.
That's correct.
Yeah, just an impression. One of the reasons the board got dropped was there wasn't any participation.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this group is going to participate?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you get involved with the airport board, it's very unique because it's a very special skill set of people that are very much invested. And if you're not in that group, you're really not invested at all. So it's not kind of a halfway thing. So whereas the cemetery board or something's a little easier for just anyone to get involved in. So that's why it came up, because it was hard to find resources of people that were really interested and that knew what was going on regarding the airport. So, yeah, that's exactly right. It's more of a regional thing. I know from personal experience, there's a lot of people in Boone County that come and love the airport, Howard County, Cooper County. So, anyway, that was brought up, and Kate and I discussed it, and we think it's a possibility, but we're in the early stages of this resurrection of the airport board. So,
Good for you. Anything else under miscellaneous? Steve,
Motion to adjourn.
second? Second. All right, Andrew got the second.
Andrew? One of them,
All in favor, leave.